After 2 exciting weekends of semifinal action, the championship matchups have been decided. This week on Road to the Ship, presented by Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union, we're running through the 6 semifinal matchups for the 3 football divisions.
Before we jump into the action, if you haven't already, make sure to check out our recap of the Girls Volleyball State Championships right here.
Before we get started, we want to take this time to say mahalo to our sponsors, Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union, Young Brothers, Hawaii Pacific Health, and Hardware Hawaii. Mahalo for supporting our humble show.
On Kauai at the Vidinha Stadium, the D2 OAA runner-ups Kaiser traveled to take on the Kauai Red Raiders. The home team got off to a hot start as Kauai's Hazen Dizon connected with Jacob Bukowski for an 18-yard touchdown. The Red Raiders' Kai Potts came on to make the extra point and just 4 minutes later drilled a 27-yard field goal to extend Kauai's lead to 10-0. With less than 2 minutes in the second quarter, Kaiser's Dylan Reyes cut the deficit with a 4-yard touchdown run to keep the Cougars in striking distance heading into the half. After a scoreless third quarter, Potts showed off his leg, making a 39-yard field goal to make the game 13-7 with just under 10 minutes left in the game. With their season on the line and less than 3 minutes in the game, Kaiser's Brady Kim rushed 14 yards to the highlight to tie the game. With Morgan White's successful extra point kick, the Cougars took the lead for the first time in the game, 14-13. A last-minute safety would solidify the win for the Cougars, and for the first time since 2013, the Cougars secured a spot in the Division II state championship game.
To wrap up the Division II semifinals, we go to Maui for the game between the number 1 seed, Kamehameha-Maui, and the number 4 seed, Roosevelt. The Warriors were looking to get back to the championship game, where they fell to Waimea last year, and immediately they showed some determination as they jumped out to a 24-0 lead after 1 quarter of play. The Rough Riders finally got on board in the second quarter on a 5-yard dash by Shaden Sexton, but the Warriors were ready and answered back with scores of their own. Tevin Apple was electric on kick returns. He had an 89 and 90-yard kickoff return that helped to put his game out of reach for Roosevelt. Next Saturday, we'll see the Kaiser Cougars and Kamehameha Warriors at John Kauainana Stadium on the campus of Moanalua High School for the state championship.
In the first of 2 HHSAA Division I semifinals, the number 1 Konawaena Wildcats hosted the number 5 Leilehua Mules, each vying for a spot in the state title game. Konawaena came out firing, building a commanding 24-0 first quarter lead behind big plays, including a 51-yard touchdown catch from Hayden Nishida and a 40-yard score from Mali'i Malutan. Leilehua responded early in the second quarter with a touchdown pass from Bennett Strobel to Talon Tarplay, cutting the lead to 24-7, but the score remained unchanged at halftime. In the third quarter, Konawaena reignited, with Ton catching 2 more touchdown passes from quarterback Keenan Alani to extend the lead 38-7. Although Leilehua rallied in the fourth with 2 touchdown passes from Strobel, a broken play touchdown by the Wildcats in the final minute secured the victory. Ton shined with 191 receiving yards and 3 touchdowns, while Alani threw for 359 yards and 5 scores. Konawaena's 45-20 win sends them to their 3rd straight Division I state championship, while they'll face the winner of Damien and Kapaa.
In the second HHSAA Division I semifinal, the number 2 Damien Monarchs faced the number 3 Kapaa Warriors at Skipa Diaz Stadium. The game started with a bang as Kapaa forced an interception on Damien's opening drive and capitalized with a 3-yard touchdown run by Warriors quarterback Evan Deligdig, followed by a 2-point conversion for an 8-0 lead. Both teams exchanged scores throughout the first quarter, with Damien's Alani Tuifua connecting with Wyatt Ho Williams for a 32-yard touchdown and Kapaa responding with a 12-yard Simmons touchdown run to make it 15-7 Kapaa after 1. The back and forth continued in the second quarter. Damien tied the game at 21, but Kapaa's Nash Burkhart swung momentum with an 82-yard kickoff return, and Deligdig connected with Kamale Gonsalves on a 42-yard touchdown just before halftime to give Kapaa a 28-21 lead. In the second half, Kapaa took control. Nainoa Simmons broke loose for a 47-yard touchdown, and Ryan Peters added a 30-yard pick six to put the game out of reach. Simmons sealed the win with a 73-yard scoring run in the fourth, capping his 261-yard, 3-touchdown performance. Kapaa's defense shined, forcing 6 turnovers, including 4 interceptions, leading to a decisive 55-33 victory. The Warriors now prepare for a shot at their first Division I state title, continuing the momentum from their Division II championship in 2021.
In the Open Division semifinals, which took place last weekend, the number 1 seeded Kahuku Red Raiders matched up with the Mililani Trojans in a rematch from last season's state championship game. And in front of a crowd of about 3,500 at Mililani High School, the highly anticipated rematch did not disappoint. After a defensive battle led to a scoreless first quarter, Mililani seemed poised to score first after a muff punt set them up deep in Kahuku territory, but Aiden Monitai blocked the Mililani field goal attempt, returning it 70 yards to the house to get Kahuku on the board first. A successful 2-point conversion made it 8-0 Kahuku. Mililani continued to fight back in the second half, driving inside the Kahuku 30 multiple times but repeatedly coming up empty, including a costly interception late in the game. But with just minutes left, Mililani quarterback Keenan McMillan orchestrated a 10-play, 50-yard drive, finding Tana Togafao Tavui for a touchdown with just 24 seconds left to pull within 2. However, Kahuku's defense pressured McMillan on the 2-point conversion, forcing an incomplete pass that sealed an intense 8-6 victory for the Red Raiders. With the victory, Kahuku is headed to the state championship game for their 5th consecutive season, awaiting the winner of the next Open Division semifinal of the night between Campbell and St. Louis.
After an electrifying start to the evening, the number 2 St. Louis Crusaders squared off against Jarin Keave Sagapuatele and the Campbell Sabres. St. Louis entered as one of the state's hottest teams, winning 8 of their last 9 games, while Campbell looked to bounce back from their first loss of the season after starting 9-0. Campbell came out firing, building a 14-0 lead in the first quarter thanks to 2 Bryson Sansano touchdown runs. Momentum shifted further when Campbell's star quarterback Jarin Keave suffered a rib injury late in the second quarter, sidelining him for the second half. With junior backup Braden Medeiros under center, Campbell's offense began to stall. St. Louis capitalized, scoring early in the third quarter to cut the deficit to 17-12, but Campbell's Rustin Avang Perez delivered a stunning response, returning the ensuing kickoff for a touchdown to push the Sabres' lead to 24-12. In the fourth quarter, it was all St. Louis and Titan Lakaden, as Lakaden dominated with a heroic performance, rushing for 216 yards and 3 touchdowns, including scoring twice in the final quarter, sealing the Crusaders' 27-24 comeback victory and securing their first state championship appearance since 2021.
If you thought this weekend of high school football was exciting, just wait until next weekend as the stakes only get higher.
Mahalo to Young Brothers, Hawaii Pacific Health, and Hardware Hawaii. Mahalo for supporting our humble show. I'm Maelyn.
And I'm Chloe. You've been watching The Road to the Ship. We'll see you next weekend for the culmination of the 2024 high school football season.